before going live?
Infinite, I assume.
You think?
All right. So.
Alrighty, guys.
Let's see the agenda. All right, cool.
So we pulled up our agenda in Vim.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing, no big deal.
Alright, so...
So we kind of... this week, we kind of wanted to finalize the outline for the One Leaf stream. We basically want to go through similar things. Those that are highlighted are kind of things that we want to go through every stream, and then we'll kind of have a fun topic at the end or any announcements.
Yeah.
So the first thing that we want to go through is just personal intros. That way you can start to recognize our names with our faces and whatnot.
Faces.
Yeah, okay, names with our voices. My bad. My bad.
Voices. I'm Zach. I'm also Leaf on Discord.
I'm Sabian, and I'm Ambid on Discord. And we'll just keep saying that at the beginning of every stream, so that way you guys can figure out which one of us is which.
Yeah.
I think they can kind of figure it out though, because I'm more talkative.
I think you just talk. Yeah. Yeah, talkative, talk more, yeah.
Won't shut the hell up.
Either one. Oh, yeah, all those.
Okay.
So, yeah, moving in, we had quite a bit of people join within our last stream, so we just kind of wanted to go back and talk about the interest channel, ranks in general, and what do they mean, and then introduction when you join. So, when you first join, you'll be put in the start channel, and you'll be considered an egg, so a new person that hasn't set their interest or read through the rules or given an introduction. So for the interest channel, you really just set which interest you want on the top as a reaction and just click on it, and then it will set your rank and unlock some channels for you. And then the second message is, now this is confusing. I think we have an issue right here of this message.
I am to please.
Siri, please. What? What?
I gotta take off my watch for this.
That's funny.
No,
okay, so it looks like they're reacting to this one.
That's wrong.
Yeah. Okay, that is our bad.
So
but,
yeah, that is our bad.
We can go edit. We can go manually edit everybody's ranks. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah. So just when you fill out your interest and you're gonna fill out your rank, it's the One Leaf bot message. The One Leaf bot will set your rank. Don't react to Sabians. But if you do want to react, then
feel free.
Add any reaction or that stuff. It was really like the thumbs up was like, yeah, don't.
We should.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll rework this page in the future. We'll rework that.
Yeah.
The bot that we have is kind of dumb.
Well, I mean,
the way that you can't like. You can't like edit it once the message is out there.
Yeah, so that's the tough part of like we put this message up and then we're like, oh, well, I guess we say please see rules for details, but yeah, that's on our bad because rules is really long and we just want to kind of streamline this process.
It is so long. If I was a new member, I would probably not read all this. I'm not gonna lie.
Whoa, hey, have you read all this?
I wrote all of this.
So if you don't read through it, you're gonna hurt Sabian's feelings.
Maybe just a little bit.
All right.
The one rule that I somewhat care about.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we like to see people's names in parentheses after their nickname. You just do this by right-clicking on the name and hitting change nickname. The reason we like this is that if you change your Discord name, we still know who in the world you are.
Yeah.
So if I were to change from Ambid Sabian Jarman to XYZ, you guys would be like, who the heck is this guy? And we want to prevent that.
Yeah, especially when we like work together in projects on each other's repos. We really want to have some sense of accountability, and I mean, it may be small. We're pretty lenient on there as long as you kind of have your name or have like a nice profile, like a nice profile.
As long as your name doesn't have curse words in it, we're probably good.
Yeah, we're probably good. So it's just kind of little rules, but then the last one would be introductions. So once you put an introduction, then you've really hatched from being a hatchling or an egg. Hatched from an egg and become a hatchling is kind of the phrase in the ranks that we have. But it's really like you unlock all the channels, and the only thing that you're held behind is just interests. Like if you put all the interest, then you'll have all the channels.
Man, I did not realize how many introductions we had. Good Lord.
There's us.
There we go. I just wanted to pin mine real quick. Or pin both of ours. like while we're looking at it.
Yeah, because
so now you can go up to these little pins up here. On mobile, it'll look a little different, but now you can instantly jump to the message itself.
Yep. And these are great examples of a little bit more verbose, but then mine's a little bit just more like simple and like just says kind of what I'm interested in, even though it's repetitive. Of if you click on mine, you'll on my profile, you'll see what interest I have. I have all of them, but going down to the very bottom, we like the recent ones that we've had have been like great. So like these have been over the top,
insanely awesome.
Yeah, no, there you go, James. That is awesome, Saga.
How do you compete? That's more work than I did for my intro.
Yeah, but all right, so.
Anyways, the last thing that I did want to mention is up at the top here. It will look different on mobile, but up at the top you can see the like the message for what the channel description is. So that way you can see like, oh, feedback channel. What do I get feedback on? Oh, you get feedback on anything. Mm-hmm. So kind of if you don't want to go read through the rules and you like are looking for like help or something, like go click on the help channel and make sure that like what you want to do is actually the relevant information for the channel. We probably need to go back up and update rules because we've changed channel descriptions.
Yeah, so that's where I think also we need to, like you said, update.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
But
we'll
going back to interests.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about ranks?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that people understand you can really ranks are really flexible. You can be any rank that you align. So if you join and you start as someone like a learner or like a just a hatchling, like you can pick if you want to be a developer or designer, and we really like to see that because we do have other channels where those people can mingle and talk of like specific projects that they're working on, but also kind of what they're doing or how they're kind of doing other things. But I mean, it's not like primary channels, but it just kind of helps us understand also who we can ask, and if we have a project that we're interested in designers, then we can ping designers, and so that's kind of also how you get in the notification. So
very happy we don't have a webcam. Anyways, no, don't hurt me. But yeah, so fill out your interest.
Should we pin this?
This one?
Or like, can we like star it, or like any way we can distinguish it above or yours? Or I mean,
the funny part is mine's yellow. Mine's yellow. Everyone, look at this.
Just edit the everyone and get rid of it.
Can you edit mine? Oh, hold on. I'll edit it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So we're logged into your account.
Yeah. So and also get rid of my name in the. Or, I don't know that stuff because it'll always look yellow to me.
Yep.
So we can't really QA this. But yeah, no, we really want to be flexible with it, so feel free to move around or ask us personally to, just rank you up or anything like that.
Basically, once you hit hatchling, that's all you need to be able to see everything. The rest of it is kind of internal awareness.
Yeah, it's just, we really want an introduction. But that's it. Moving on.
Direction channel.
Yeah, oops. Alright, so direction channel.
Da, 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 da.
Let's see what
we have so many channels.
Yeah.
Okay, since last week we're on the 12th, so we're a week back, be the 5th. So starting
11.
from here.
Yeah, I think, yep.
Okay, so Johan put out a great idea. We should get a bot that allows you to put in a command so that way we can all listen to music. The bots that I've seen that do this basically allow you to type in a command like !play. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in so I can see better. !play, and then like name of song - artist, and then basically the bot would join the voice channel. And then for those of you who don't know, this is a voice channel. If you click on it, it will put you in the voice channel, and you guys can chit chat over a microphone. And then you click that button to disconnect. Okay, so that is a great idea. We're going to be looking at adding that. The goal beforehand is to make sure that it does not interact negatively with the bot that we already have. And I've been looking through the Zero documentation. I'm waiting for a response on a ticket. The bot that I want to add is called Me6 or Me6, like from Rick and Morty. It allows us to not only have a music bot, but instead of having the spam of the start channel, whenever somebody joins, it gives them this message. This would go. It would send them a private message, so that way this channel stays a little bit more clean. Because I think people may kind of ignore that when they see like 100 of them. Yeah. And then I'm like, yo, go actually do the thing that it tells you to do. So yeah, hopefully we can prevent that. Yeah. Anyways, back to direction. Yeah, if anybody's interested in looking into Discord bots, feel free to reach out to us. You can write them in a variety of different languages. Some of the main ones being JavaScript and Python. I think you need Node.js to be able to package it up and get like an authentication token, but I'm not 100% sure. We will have better information for you on that next week. Next topic. Saga brought up a great point that we have like German, Spanish, Arabic. We didn't have Japanese at this point because he was like, where do you use? So it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to have like a multi-language channel or like an other that, you know, anybody can kind of throw it in there. If you kind of go, we kind of see that there's not a whole lot of any one of the specific languages. So maybe multi-lang isn't a bad idea. So that way, you know, you can do what Zach and I did and use Google Translate, and Saga actually gets practice. And then gets fed up with it and explains it that Google Translate's awful.
Nice intro. Not in Japanese. Jeez.
Shh. I got tired of going to Google Translate, okay?
That's awesome.
But anyways, executive decision? Other? Multi-language?
I would definitely say multi-language. Other kind of just means like...
melting pot.
Yeah, it's like...
Multiple... choose your own adventure. What do you...
Multi-lang?
Yeah, we'll go with multi-lang. If people don't get it, we'll change it later.
Yeah. But, yeah, always feel free to ask for a specific language one. We'd love to do that.
Yeah, we added Japanese because Saga requested it. We added Arabic because Omar suggested it. Anyways, back to... I don't think we have anything else. Yep. Nope, direction's clear. Alrighty. Moving on to Active Project Stand-Up. Okay. So, fun fact...
you want to start with that one?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The new one?
No. We'll save the best for last.
Because, yeah, with the proposal and that stuff.
Yeah.
Kinda...
Yeah, it'll be a little...
All right.
Website?
So,
app?
We got website.
Boom!
That's on hold right now.
Man, we really should have taken a screenshot of where we were. Okay, so if you go to... Please tell me you have it. I don't remember the...
oneleif.
.vapor.development.com? Dash API? Okay, I gave up. Okay. We will come back to it. Hold on. Yeah, look it up on your computer.
It's oneleif-1olwebsite.vapor.cloud.
Okay, that is my bad because I didn't know how to do the deployment correctly. But we got a website up. It kind of works. Don't bother registering and logging in because
it's development. It doesn't say it's a development site, but
it should be oneleif-development. But I'm awful at deploying. So
yeah.
So if you register, when we update it, bye.
Yeah.
So right now everything's just stored in memory. There's no database. Once we're getting to the point that we're like close to production, we will actually add a database. But we have something that people can look at and join for now. So that's great.
Yeah, if you click on Discord or the GitHub, it'll take you to either one. So that's the main point.
The links right here will take you actually to the thing. So what we've added to this since then, there will be a little posts navigation link. Basically allow you to make a blog, to make a video post, to link to a resource. Basically be all-encompassing. It'll have tags so you can search and filter. Basically, it allows us to put all of our resources in one central location. You could use it to link to your Medium article, for example, which we would love you guys to do. Mm-hmm. We'd love to, if you're making money off of Medium articles, we would love to support you. It's kind of a positive feedback loop because people that look at OneLeaf website find your stuff. People that find your stuff look at the OneLeaf website, and it kind of builds back on each other. So that's in the progress. I messed up the code awfully, and I can't figure out how to fix it right now. So that'll be up momentarily. The other thing that we're working on right now is the profile page, like looking at like all your information. I believe I don't want to go scroll through our private messages because we probably have some inappropriate humor. But we do have yeah, it's all Giphy.
I just way too many GIFs.
We do have is Figma on here? Is it in an appropriate chat?
It would be in
Figma. I found it.
Yeah.
Haha. Okay, so Susie, our designer and leader of oneleif.
Yeah. Also.
She's not here right now because she always has dance, but she made all these wonderful designs for us that will be implemented as soon as I can not be off low web development.
Yep, so we met about these designs, kind of went for round 2 of these wireframes / lo-fis, so she was gonna get some more icons for us and that stuff, so but yeah, that's for mobile and web. So
yep, so we will be rolling these out once we have one of these pages done. They're all pretty much the same, so look for a massive amount of updates here soon.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Oh, they're not allowed to see that yet. Zach, get it. You've been going ham.
So yeah, this I guess I can start with OL Go. For the iOS side, it's been on pause except for updates through SwiftUI Kit. The recent OL Go update that I'm adding in right now is
pause. For those of you who don't know, OL Go is the iOS iPhone application.
Yep.
It is in progress, but it is basically blocked by the website because we want the front end of the website to be able to test the back end and make sure that all the design works correctly. So we already have like the API implemented, or we already have the front end of OL Go querying the API, grabbing responses and whatnot, but it's kind of on hold until the website gets ahead of it because we moved from working on a React-based website front end to a Vapor-based front end.
Yep. So yeah, and the structure of that, if you don't know, is the oneleif website is written in Vapor as a back end, and the front end is served leaf templating and just plain HTML. We do have a React front end that people can work on and that stuff, but we're just trying to get something started with the Vapor leaf templating and just that front end because we already have that up. So other than that, we have a start of an Android app and the iOS app. So yeah, for the iOS app, I was recently I just added toast pop-ups for error or success messages for the API. So if you want to download it, you need to switch it to hit the API at the link that we just showed for the website, or you can run it on localhost, but that's
Another beast.
Another beast of its own. I'll love to onboard anyone. Moving to SwiftUI Kit, there's been quite a bit of updates. Let's scroll through this. This is actually, I think, some really cool discussion. Scroll up.
PRs.
We just had the PR, that one. You reviewed the attributed string one, and that was kind of one of the more recent updates to fix or deal with 3 issues. And yeah, so you can see a little chats right here, but if we look into the code, it's not that much, but it is kind of weird if you look at it and if you talk about it. We don't have to dive into it. There's some cool stuff at the top where I just kind of wrap or type alias some old values into like cleaner things. But then at the bottom, at the bottom of the type aliases, I type alias string attributes. Sabian's not looking at the right place.
Whoa.
No.
I'm running this. I didn't write your code. The bottom of what?
The bottom of the type aliases. I actually give a type alias to a dictionary of attributed string keys to any.
Sorry.
And then I do an extension on that and make an initializer for
Dude,
it.
Yeah, dude, they're 100% going to know what this is.
So if you scroll down, I actually wrote test. You wouldn't know what those are, Sabian.
No.
So if you look at what I was talking about, the first, like, everything right there, yep. So username attributes for line 29 to line 41 or 42 is the new code. And then it is the exact same as line 43 down.
So basically what he's
54.
saying is he replaced this ugly code with this ugly,
But I didn't
wording, not ugly code.
I didn't add any code. I just did type aliases and
made it
extensions.
cleaner. Yeah.
So you're still using all of the same types. It's not like a struct that I made or anything. So that's just kind of the point that I want to make is just kind of making it Swifty, I guess, was the topic I said in the channel.
Swifty.
Yeah, get Swifty. That's the Rick and Morty song.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions on this or actually wants to learn about it, feel free to poke us.
Yeah. No.
Yo, pull up the YouTube and make sure that nobody commented. Not that we have anybody watching this.
Oh
my god,
James!
Yikes, I'm late.
Yikes, I'm late. Okay.
Sorry, James, we weren't looking. If you have any questions, feel free to stop us. We have a separate computer open on the side of us that we can see the YouTube comments. Our bad for not looking quicker.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alrighty. So, the last active project update that we have for you, I'm going to take you to the one and only proposals channel.
Yeah. Great channel.
So, proposals are for proposing an active project for oneleif to work on. And what that means is somebody, okay, so a developer that is working on their own project can bring their project into oneleif and say, hey, I would love some help with this. It's open source. I have it set up and structured in a way that is easy for people to hop onto. Or members can join oneleif and say, hey, I'm looking for an open source project. I'd love to have something on my resume. It's a symbiotic relationship. Mm-hmm. Both of them benefit. People get work on their projects, and the new people get not only mentorship, but they get something to put on their resume.
But also, I mean, there's a few other things that you get help. We would love to help you kind of start up your project and get it managed to where people can contribute. And that's really just, when you make a proposal, we'll meet with you and kind of help you with your projects. Like, we're some of the first ones to contribute to your repo once you make a proposal. So
we are still in the process of down for ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we are working on finalizing, almost a process for this. But for now, if you have a project that you either would like to work on, you see that it's cool, it's out there, or that you own and you like people to work on, feel free to bring it in here. But for example, some of the things that we'd like to see helping you get set up are putting in tags, making sure it has a description, making sure that it has verified releases. For example, it'll allow you to download whatever you're working on, and then it also has a project board that has tags and whatnot. So, for example, something that says this is a good first issue for other people to work on. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I did. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, we'd like to see everybody's project set up in a way that if somebody just goes and looks at your repo, they could look at this and say, oh, hey, it's a good first issue, or hey, this is an enhancement. I could go help them. Like, this is something that I could do. And not only do you have names for things, it has like a verifiable description that lets them know what they want to do on your project. And if you're not familiar with how these things work, we'll happily help you get this set up on your project. Because Zach and I did this on mine last night. So anyways, and just to show you how serious we take this process, Zach and I don't just want to, just shove this in. I took the time to make a proposal, show you guys where the project can be found, where people can go to work on it, and where to find the current status of the game so that they can see if they even want to be a part of it. And then once it's approved, once we basically go through your project and say, okay, everything's set up to the point where everybody can help you, then down in active projects, you get your own little channel. And for example, what Zach has done is you can set up a webhook.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Zach,
make me look like a bot, man. I'm not that insane. No,
Zach is his own bot, but what we could do is basically set up a little script in Discord that says whenever an update happens to your repository, it's printed into your Discord channel. I will probably update that into my repository so that way people can see as I'm getting things done. Secondarily, your channel is for you guys to discuss about your project. So you can see Saga and I here chit-chatting about my project. So to talk about my project that was added to the oneleif active projects, I've been working on this game for, 2 years. I've been working on it forever. Basically, it started out as a multiplayer game. I kind of wanted, at the time, I really liked the idea of PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, for those unaware, which is a giant battle royale similar to Fortnite, which is probably more popular. I probably should have mentioned that. Whatever. But instead of shooting each other and killing each other, the goal is to play a giant game of hide and seek. The small twist to hide and seek is that when a seeker tags a hider, the hider is now a seeker. So you start out with one seeker, and then eventually he infects everyone. The game mode type is called infected. And then as you slowly infect everyone, it gets harder and harder for the hiders. Well, I found that I'm awful at networking, and multiplayer is really difficult, so I extrapolated the core mechanics that I really liked out of that game, which was the movement mechanics from the Source engine, so based off of Gary's mod, CSGO, Half-Life, I think, was an older Source engine version. Anyway, so I took those mechanics because I have, like, way too many hours in CSGO, and I couldn't part with them, and I brought them into my game, and I basically said, you know what, we'll disregard multiplayer, we'll disregard everything difficult, we'll just worry about the movement mechanics. And so since then, I've gotten a first-person controller that I'm really happy with that allows you to jump around. I can't even describe how like smooth it feels. And then on top of that, I added portals. If you guys have ever seen the game Portal, if not, please Google it. It's a masterpiece. So yeah, so that's where we're at right now. We have a player controller that allows you to bunny hop and hip hop all over and jump on platforms and try and get to the end. And portals will help you like strategize and do that. Where it's still, in like pre-alpha, once portals are done and once a few levels are made. Yeah, you know what? Actually, Zach, you had it. You were alt-tabbing. Once this board is done, it'll be an alpha and it'll be up for testing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I probably talked a little bit too much on that. Streaming channel. Let's go poke through that. I'm still mad at Discord.
Rip.
Topics for tomorrow's stream. I think this was last week's, wasn't it? Yeah, it was last week's. Okay.
Yep. So
we had technical issues.
Yep, just telling.
And I don't think we had anything up. We updated the name of the channel because it did say we were on Twitch.
Yeah. Thanks for calling that.
Yeah,
out.
thanks, Saga. Appreciate it. Well. That's it for that channel.
Yep, that was pretty good.
Alrighty. I should have put proposals with active projects. That's my bad. Resources.
Yep.
Okay, so this is by far probably my favorite channel in the Discord. It is absolutely flooded with stuff.
Scroll down.
Hold on. There's a lot.
Should we go through it?
So resources is the channel that is only links. It's only references to a resource that's useful. So for example, Ben here Zach referenced Ben's post to 12 Days of Kotlin, which is a bunch of learning for Kotlin, which is a programming language for Android. If you haven't checked it out, do that. It's awesome. We have a link for web development. I watched about 60% of this. It was super useful. I learned stuff I didn't know. It was super awesome.
This is a long one.
It's about an hour and 15.
But it doesn't have everything, which is the crazy part.
It's kind of like a syllabus for your degree. It says where to go look at everything, not tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, no.
It says you need to go learn JavaScript. It doesn't teach you JavaScript.
Yeah, no. And I guess I'm just surprised they have like Flutter on the front end, right? Like on the front, right there.
Yeah,
just like
they should have Flutter though. It's up there.
So new. Like, I mean, it came out in like not like Flutter new, but like Flutter for web.
Dude, they showed me this guy. Okay, I don't see the icon here. A plugin for Visual Studio Code called Emmet, EMMET, that basically shorthands all of your CSS. Sorry. Yeah. So instead of having to type like padding 5px for pixel, it was like p5x.
Have you heard of less?
Shh. It's a lot like less. Yeah. It's just
Sass?
Sass. They mentioned Sass in here.
Yeah.
Sass makes it so much quicker.
There's crazy.
So Sass is kind of like a DSL, a domain specific language that allows you to componentize your architecture, your CSS. So it allows you to say, I want to make a cards or an alert or a timer or something like that, and then reuse it later on. Whereas Emmet's almost taking that and making whatever you're typing inside of that component quicker. Is Sass a DSL? Haha, it is a DSL. I didn't misspeak.
It's built on top of Ruby.
Okay, I did not know that. So if you couldn't hear Zach's voice,
that's cool.
Sass is a CSS preprocessor, which means that when you're coding CSS, it allows you to do things with it before it's even compiled and used. And it was built on top of Ruby, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Practical. I think you're right.
James nailed it. It's kind of like a practical guy.
I'm just mad they don't have Swift on there. So
honestly, dude, so we use Vapor. For those of you who don't know, I Googled it earlier. If anybody has any questions, ask us. But Vapor, it uses Swift, which is Apple's proprietary language, which is open source now.
Yeah,
I said proprietary, I misspoke. But anyways, they have a web development framework that's freaking awesome to use, and then you get to use Swift, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on. Okay, there's a whole repo of books. I don't even want to scroll through it. I'm gonna hit page down. There's a lot.
There's too many.
I'm gonna add a issue to this and give him a table of contents because that's just too much scrolling.
Now, should we talk about how to contribute to projects that you think like this? So,
do we want to contribute to this right now on the stream? You want to do that?
I mean, it's easy to. Here, let's scroll to the top.
Yes, sir.
Well, we need to sign in. Why don't we sign in to yourself?
Haha. Dude, somebody right now is running an algorithm that's listening to my keys and figuring out if I get...
Just FYI, my control doesn't work, so take that into account, how many keys actually don't work.
Whoever decides to hack us. All right.
So we'll scroll to the top, and so if you want to contribute to one of these, you'll fork it.
Oh, I already had it started. Fork.
And you'll fork it under your name.
Click.
And so what forking does is it gets that like current repo and it moves it over to yours so you can make any edits you want freely, and then you can do a pull request back to the original repo to fix it. So if we
go ahead and push the edit button, we will go ahead and say table of contents, and then we will.
See,
do I copy the whole thing?
So
I didn't think this through. My bad. Hold on. There's a markdown.
We should do table of contents by language, right? Or
okay, this is something this is something I should take more time on. But this is how you would do it.
This is what he rushes.
you click it. You'd hit commit changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commit.
We're doing it. I'm doing it. Okay, we added a table of contents.
No.
And then what you would do is you do a pull request.
Yeah,
a new pull request.
There you go.
Do if it's gonna click.
And then so now
Boom.
You can point at theirs and make a pull request to the original repo, and
then you can choose the branch that you want to.
You want to do that.
Yeah, you want to do master. But okay, anyways, when you create the pull request, then on his repo, it would show you that hey, there's now a pull request, and he can view it, and it'll give him a notification. Yep. And then that's one of the best ways to contribute to open source. Anyways, I'm making a table of contents to that later on.
Yeah, James says I should probably do that with Bunny Hop Master. Yeah, that would be great. If you want to, then that would be a great way to help contribute. We'd love, you've already made issues, so that's been great. And yeah.
I mean, we can. The nice part is once we're all kind of in the oneleif team on GitHub, then we can kind of all just make each other contributors on the project. So you don't need to fork it. You can just work directly off of what I have. That way you don't have to worry about managing the board and all those things.
Yep.
But if you don't know the person at all and you like the project, then forking is a great option.
Yeah.
But if they add you to the project, there's no reason to fork because then they don't have to do the extra work of pulling in. I mean, you're still going to do a pull request.
It's the exact same process except you don't have to fork because you're a contributor. Yep. And so if you're in the oneleif GitHub, which I think we should talk about a little, of people joining,
is that next? Is that the next topic?
I'm getting excited about it. So.
Oh, okay, we're getting close. Okay.
All right. So should we go through any more resources?
Go look at the resources channel, people.
Well,
this place is awesome.
Good design books on Humble Bundle.
Dude, yes. These were awesome. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Humble Bundle is a website that has deals that you pay $1 or more to unlock this thing, all of these things, or $8 or more to unlock these things. And when you hit pay, you can decide which charity your money goes to. It's super awesome.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the latest is a bunch of design books, and they're freaking awesome.
Yep, and you can always click on the top left and look at the 13 bundles they have, and they have a lot of games and that stuff. But I'll always share kind of cool stuff like
2D animation.
I shared that one, and I think also the data science. But if you scroll to the top really quick, they have this filmmakers software bundle. So if you check this out, this might be another cool one if you're interested in this. And it specifically says, this one works on, Mac OS and Windows, and it'll tell you. So
and it also shows you that you save a metric ton of money.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
$250.
No, you missed this one.
Whoa! Okay, Hit Film, I actually tried to get this in middle school off of torrent, and then I realized that I was torrenting it, and I couldn't do anything cool with it because I had to register.
Keep going down. Oh, whoa. Blood and gore. Oh, wow. Those look cool. All right, yeah.
Okay, I kind of want to go buy this and put them into Unity.
if you do pay for these, these are only $30. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, they're not bad.
But you pay what you want, and you scroll down. You'll ask you how much you want to pay. Click on pay what you want. Yeah.
Boom.
So you want to pay 30 for everything, and then choose where your money goes. And this is where you can just scroll charities up to the top. And you can actually pick. So if you just scroll
charity water.
No, dude, charities, not that one.
Whoa! You can search.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
My goodness.
I'm coming. I'm sorry.
How many misclicks in a row?
25.
You're not even.
I'm on a different one.
How'd you get to the different one?
$5,000. 50,000. Anyways, okay.
So yeah, you can choose where the money goes, and then you drag. Oh well, now this is different.
Yeah, it depends on what you're contributing to because they kind of pick their own charity, but 95% of the time they'll let you pick your own.
But as Sabian just showed you, and then went to a random thing, you can pick your own charity apparently.
Yep.
I don't know how you did it, but it teleported you.
It's dependent on the seller. Anyway,
so if you don't want to give a tip to Humble Bundle Tip or to Chronicle Books, who is the publisher of these books, then you can just donate to this charity. So, but yeah, this is just talking about that. I always do that when I buy these Humble Bundles. It's just kind of, I don't know how they make money.
I don't either.
I assume people like me.
I wonder if they're actually registered as a nonprofit. We should look that up.
That's it.
Anyways, so did we put the one they freed me on OL pages?
Yeah,
we can go look at Bunny Hop.
It's on any of the active projects, I think.
Perfect. Okay, so for example, any of the active projects that we have, we would like you to add. So here's what I had for my README, and then we have a little divider, and then we have this is a OneLeaf active project. Here's how you get to our Twitter, our YouTube, our Discord. Email us, how to join us, all that jazz, right? So if you're an active project, this kind of helps not only rep OneLeaf, but help if people are searching for OneLeaf, it helps you show up in Google results or GitHub results, for example. So it's yet again like a positive feedback loop. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want this the markdown for this, because if you go look, like if I were to actually edit this, it doesn't look like that, right? It looks like this. So if you want the markdown for that, Zach posted it in open source. And if you can't see the open source channel, then you need to take your happy self to interests and click on, let's see, where it says open source is the book. So you click on the book. And I unclicked it just to show you guys that you can re-click it. Anyways. Okay, so next, GitHub access. We have a form. I believe we I believe we bookmarked it in the open source channel. Yep. Or pinned it, my bad. Aha! What is your GitHub username? We would love to have everybody in OneLeaf sign up for our GitHub. That way we can all have one central repository. So for example, if we go to Central organization, my bad. We go to OneLeaf, and then OneLeaf, you can see, we can go to people, and we can just kind of go poke around and see what people are up to. So we could go look at Parshav, for example, and we could see, my bad, sorry, I gotta click on him again. There we go. You can see all the repositories that Parshav is working on, what he's been up to. You can go click on, what was he doing on July 16th? Oh, well, he created an issue for something. Anyway, so this is a great way for us to interact. GitHub is like the place that we would like to see everybody doing things because it's the most public place that recruiters will see you, that jobs you're interviewing for, and it helps us kind of gauge everybody's activity and what you're interested in.
Yeah, no, but then it's at the end point of when we collaborate. So like Discord's great to talk on and that stuff, but when can we work on the project? And it's only if we get all together on GitHub to actually work on these repos that we've made. So, yeah, let's go back and check out. We have a few repos, so I can touch on these really quick. There's the OL website, and OL Go, the iOS app, is actually forked from mine. So you can do an active project in a few different ways. Of course, most active projects you'll own and you'll kind of have and manage, and those OneLeaf can fork and people can contribute to the OneLeaf version and we can mutually share. And like we showed you before, if everyone contributes to the OneLeaf version, then we can do a PR to your version and vice versa. So is Bunny Hop on here? No, it isn't. And so Sabian went to the restroom really quick, but he'll be right back to talk about kind of how maybe we should contribute to Bunny Hop, if oneleif should fork it or if we should work on his. But you can see OL Go Android and the React and then some other ones down here. But James has a question for, is Bunny Hop Master on oneleif's repos?
So when I originally created this, funny story, I told myself, dude, you're going to be such a great game developer, you're going to make money off this, why are you going to make this public? And then I was like 6 months into it, and Zach was like, dude, what are you doing? This is taking you forever. You should probably make it open source. And I said, dude, you're so right. I am definitely not a professional game developer. So I open sourced it. I changed my repo from private to public, and then it was still owned by my user instead of oneleif. But it is sponsored by oneleif. So if you go to like the README, it will still show that it's a oneleif active project. It just doesn't show under oneleif's repositories, which we should probably think about maybe forking it under oneleif.
Yep.
And then whenever we get like a release, we can just PR it into my repo.
Yeah. So, and I guess that's where it goes. For OL Go, it's more of oneleif's fork is like the master repo, and I just do development on my own. People can contribute to a oneleif Go. So maybe it's easier that oneleif forks your repo, and that every 18 members that we have can automatically contribute to the oneleif's
that's
fork
probably
version.
a good idea to go.
So let's just do that right now.
Yeah, let's show them how we would go about that. If we go back to myself,
and then just
we'll go to my actual profile. Go to Bunny Hop Master.
And then we'll fork it really quick.
Boop, 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 boop.
And we'll fork it with oneleif. And so now we can add the teams.
I just wanted to refresh. So now it's a oneleif project, right?
Okay,
so if we go to oneleif,
it should be good.
Boom! It's a oneleif project.
Yep. So double checking permissions. If we go to Bunny Hop Master and then settings in there, collaborators and teams.
We'll just add the whole team. Oh, it's per repo teams, isn't it?
So
default.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
oneleif.
we have default repository permissions, so everyone should be able to write to any repo that we have. If that's not the case, please let us know. We really want to make it open, so it's really hard for us to test. I mean, we can make another account and do that, but
well, the thing is, when we I think you have to be an administrator of oneleif to be able to fork. Do you?
I don't know.
Anyways,
See,
so whenever somebody forks a repo under
like
oneleif, it should work. It should be like a default repository that everybody can access. If not, yell at us and we'll fix it.
Yep.
On to the fun topic of the week.
Yep. So last few
Ooh.
topics we had, we were talking a little bit about Vim, and we talked a little bit about, kind of the command line, kind of how to use it, and kind of how to make it a little bit better of an experience. So we're going to talk, a few light years ahead where you just jump to a terminal, like, kind of environment. Or I wouldn't say environment. I would say, like, mass overhaul of plugins and extensions to either Vim or Emacs. So the ones that we're going to look at right now are NeoVim and SpaceMacs. So these are very similar but very different. They're very similar by their crazy big community extensions on pre-existing text editors.
All right, we're gonna take a step back and show them Vim real quick.
Oh.
So for those of you who are unaware, if you're in the terminal, sorry, don't mind me just messing this up.
Yeah, it flashes.
Exclamation point. That's what it is. Okay.
Do we have to give the warning?
Yeah.
If you have epilepsy, look away.
Okay, so we'll go to, if you don't know what in the world, okay, we're in documents now. Okay, so we'll say Vim, and so Vim is a command. So if we do -- help, it will show you, here's all the flags and things that you can type in with it. But we're just going to go Vim, and then the name of the file that we want to open.
If you're going to tell them -- help, talk about man. I'm sorry. Man's way better than --
Okay,
help.
so man is a Linux command that stands for manual. So if you type man and then any Linux command, it will open up the manual for said command.
No,
it's
on Windows. I don't even know this.
We're using Git Bash, which is a plugin or an application that you can download for Windows that kind of simulates as though it is a Linux terminal. But as you can see, it is not in fact a Linux terminal, because if you were in Linux,
on
man would be built in.
Yeah, Linux, you can man.
Can you really?
Yeah.
That's actually super cool. I'm gonna try that when I get home.
I'm gonna show you over here. No one else can see, but I'm gonna show Sabian. Man.
Of course, there's flags for man. Anyways, okay. So if we vim vimtest.txt.
Yep. So this will run Vim.
Vim is the command.
Create the file for vimtest.txt. We can also run Vim just blank and then create the file later and run commands. But let's just create, just this blank file.
So if we're talking in programmer speak, vim is the name of the function, and vimtest is the parameter that we're passing in, right? And the parameter that we're passing in is the file that we want to create, which is vimtest.exe.
And if we're talking nerd talk, BI is the original program, and Vim is the extension on VI. So,
so
there's already VI before this.
We could use VI, which I don't remember what it stands for. I know Vim stands for Vi Modified.
So there it is. Vim.
Oh, Vi Improved, not Modified.
Vi Improved.
Misspoke.
So
my bad.
Vim, it comes from V Improved. Or Im.
Vi. Yeah. Okay, anyways, now that we're done.
Help poor children.
So anyways, you can see that...
You can type in help. What? What does that do? Oh, it just gives you information? That's cool.
Colon.
I never noticed
So if you type colon, which is a shift semicolon, it will... That is so cool. Why didn't I know that?
I've never... I know.
Uganda!
Okay. We need to know. The spacing's a little off. But
Can I...
okay.
There we go.
Well, it's kind of better.
Anyways.
Cool.
So if you type colon, you can do a command. So we'll just do Q for quit. And that gets rid of that window. And if we do Q again, it closes all the way out. Boom.
So can I try something really quick? Because let's talk about little commands like those. Because if you do touch file.markdown, is that it? And then you can do like vex. Yeah,
Hey, it opened.
So
cool.
you can do colon, and then if you do an exclamation mark, you can do some like shell commands. So
for those
touch,
of you that can't see, it's down here.
Touch is a command where you initialize a file, or you create a file, and like you can do vim file.markdown, and it'll create a vim instance with file as like a file, or you can actually just touch things, and that will create the files for you. The vex thing that I did was a vertical explore. So you can also do explore. You can do ex, but it's a capital E. You can do vex, you can do hex, you can do a few other things. And yeah, these will just quickly, you scroll down, you can just click on
Enter,
and it'll open it for you, and then you can start typing and then save or whatever. So,
anyways, so what we're trying to show you is this looks kind of ugly, and for those of you who don't know like how all the commands work, it is probably very daunting and scary. So what we want to look at is cool plugins and features on top of Vim that allow you to do all sorts of cool stuff, give you like color coding, custom commands, pre-formatted text, indentation, all sorts of cool things.
Yep, so if we actually go to GitHub, instead of this is GitHub NeoVim. Yep. So let's look through the README on this one, because I actually like this one. This one says, if we look at the features,
It's so clean.
Yeah, I love all those. It needs some more coverage, but
A little bit.
monitoring GUI, all this other stuff. Blah blah blah.
Did they give you an example? Whoa! Okay, so these are all the GUIs that you can use Vim with.
Mm-hmm.
Electron, C++, Atom? I didn't know they had integration with Atom.
Yeah.
VS Code, so you can open up Vim in VS Code. Anyways, API access from any language. That is a big, that is a large assumption that it works for every language, but I want to know why.
It's really curious why they say from any language, including.
API clients. Hold on, let's go look. Do they have Swift? They don't have. Okay, they got Cocoa.
Well, let's see. But if you
too
go
too deep.
If you go in and you use like NeoVim, or if you use Vim, you can always get plugins to accept a language and to lint and type check, or anything for you. I mean, not type checking in all cases.
Okay, linting is like
lint
pre-compiling.
IntelliSense.
It's making sure that your code is written correctly, is what it is.
Yes.
Just like linting in real life is making sure your clothes were properly de-hairified.
No.
Okay, it was an awful analogy. Anyways, that is probably...
So if we scroll down, we can see more NeoVim kind of looking at it. I hope it has an image because it does look cool. Here, just look at NeoVim image because they kind of look...
This one?
No,
nope.
Just like Google it.
NeoVim.
NeoVim, and then look at some images. So let's... I mean...
Whoa! Get out of here. Alt, left arrow.
So you'll already notice a similarity is they have a drawer, but the drawer is more of a it's going to be a plugin for this drawer and that stuff instead of more just kind of basic Vim. But you can see how like
whoa, it looks like an editor.
Go back. No, go to the mid one.
Sorry.
So this is NeoVim and Tmux, and also using Z Shell. So if we look at this, there's 3 windows on the top. There's a Vim window in the middle, and then the drawer to the left, and then some
like a hierarchy?
It's a file hierarchy to the right, and then on the bottom you have a Z Shell terminal. So that's using Tmux to split those windows up, but then NeoVim for the experience. They also they have IntelliSense right there and a documentation.
Sorry, was looking at the YouTube.
No, that's fine. But yeah, just a side note. I've gotten almost the same experience with just my own Vim. We're using like Oh My Z Shell. But
OMZSH. And it's super easy to install. It takes that. Okay, I highlighted it and made it ugly.
I would actually do the wget. I don't think curl is built in, honestly. Is it?
Curl is C URL. C works on every... I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I think I ran curl on one, and then
I'm pretty sure it doesn't like it depends on your distro, on your Linux distribution.
Yeah. See. Okay.
But anyways, it gives you all sorts of like cool stuff to your terminal, like themes. Dude, what? Okay, I gotta go look at the store. Oh, it's that kind of store. I thought it was like a plugin store.
What?
Code. Haha. Okay, so Oh My ZSH is a wrapper on top of Z Shell. And Z Shell was written originally on top of Bash. Bash was like the first.
Why do you say ZSH and then Z Shell?
That's a good question. That's a good.
I was like taken aback by that.
I'm hip back and forth.
So Bash is the born again shell, and Shell is like the good stuff, and then Bash is bloated, and Z Shell is bloated, and everything's bloated. No, there's a few differences. Z Shell is really similar to Bash in most ways. The main core difference that I know, but I'm not too sure of, is that I know that Z Shell can modify the input/output of the prompt per the input, and Bash can't respond like that. So, for example, Z Shell has really nice plugins that allow you to, Z Shell auto completion and Z Shell syntax highlighting or whatever, where if I type in a command and it's wrong, it'll be red, or if it's right, it's green, or it could also gray out kind of the text and pre-pens, or like if I've typed CD documents and then / whatever, if I start typing in CD, it will automatically give me some of these options in a grayed out text.
It'll try to autocomplete for you.
Yeah, I can just tab and let it boom. But I mean, you can always tab, so whatever.
Yeah, but you don't know what your tab's gonna do.
If you tab quick enough, you're fine. But yeah, no, these are just a few. The other one is SpaceMacs. So SpaceMacs is a take on Emacs. And I've used SpaceMacs before, but I'm not the biggest Emacs fan, so I've just gone to basic Vim. So this one is beautiful.
Oh,
this
so
one
sexy.
is a ton of like keyword so Vim was like that colon. It was a lot more colon, and then Vim has an insert and an edit mode. Well, SpaceMacs is mainly like edit, and then there's a ton of control, like shortcuts or hotkeys or whatever. And if you go back to some of the
this one has all the hotkeys right here.
So yeah, you just do kind of the hotkey, and then you can start typing in these hotkeys. So if you do Windows 0, or if you do create a new window,
all,
or helps a little. But yeah, and you can see your projects, and there. So I don't know. I've used both. I like Vim personally, so that's why I use it. But I know a lot of people that like SpaceMacs because it's kind of more typing focused oriented.
You know what I like? File Explorer. I'm so thankful I had this when I was a kid, or I would have never figured out how to use a computer.
Oof.
Anyways. So that covers all the fun topics that we had. Go back and check the agenda. Did we delete the agenda? We did. Go us. I think that was the end of it.
Oh.
I don't see anything on the YouTube. Let's check the streaming channel. Make sure there's nothing. We're good to go. Okay. Anything else? You got anything off the top of your head? Anything you want to chit-chat about?
Let me just sip on my beer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we almost filled an entire hour. That's what we got. If you want more, request more for next week, and we will go until we have gone through all your suggestions.
Sweet.
Well,
all right. Make sure to like and subscribe.
LEA here from... Never mind.
See ya.
All right, that's all we got. See you guys.